Today we're talking about the new Craft film, The Craft Legacy. So let's get started. A foursome of aspiring teenage witches get more than they bargained for as they lean into their newfound powers. Welcome back, everybody, to another Halloween special. Today we're talking about the new Craft film, Craft Legacy, which comes from Blumhouse. And now I have not seen the original Craft film. I have seen a lot of images and trailers for that movie to know what the tone of that movie is. It's very gothic. It looks like it has a good mixture of goth and horror. My mom had the VHS for this when I was younger, and just looking at the front cover with the four girls on it, I could tell that it was a horror film. The Craft Legacy does not have that tone, and this is easily one of the worst films I have seen this year. Now, I'm looking forward to watching the original Craft film and seeing the huge difference probably between both of the films. This reminds me of what Blumhouse did last year with Black Christmas. This is a movie that there's so much wrong with it. First off is that tone. It does not feel gothic at all. It feels upbeat at times. The girls dress very bright. There's not 1 ounce of goth or any kind of witch vibe within this movie. It just feels like 4 teenage girls that found out they have powers and they want to have a lot of fun. The reasoning for using their powers is very weak. Our main girl, Lily, just moved to this new town and she goes to this new school. She feels alone. She does have 3 new step siblings, and she goes to the school and things happen to her and she gets upset and meets the 3 other girls who are aspiring witches, and together the 4 of them start to cast charms on people, start to move things with their mind, and it's just a bunch of mediocre things that are happening. And the reasoning for using the powers is ridiculous. There is a character relationship between Lily and another boy that was very harsh in the beginning of the movie, and then I don't know, he said some words and everything's just fine and dandy, and it's such a terrible progression for the characters, and it makes everything just feel so pointless. There are a lot of things that happen to some of the characters. There's like a lot of things that are personal to the characters that feel like they're not adding anything to the movie. They're just there. They want to have it in the movie. It's not serving any purpose to the story. And the characters within themselves, the 4 main girls that we have in here are the aspiring witches. None of them are memorable. The acting in here is terrible. They don't feel like they should be witches, or they're even witches themselves. And the characters I could not latch onto at all. I could care less about any of these characters. None of them had a reasoning for using their powers as well. So the story for a lot of the characters was very weak. And as the film progressed more towards the end, there's this mystery that I don't want to spoil for anybody, because this is a sequel. It's not a reboot or a remake, but the mystery led to a very anticlimactic ending. The ending for this movie, when this big character was revealed and their intentions, I was like, that is some terrible writing. It's very anticlimactic. Nothing really exciting happens at the end. The 4 witches just gang together to try to defeat this person, and it all wrapped up very quickly. And the film is 1 hour and 34 minutes long, and there's 10 minutes of credits. It starts wrapping up very fast. The ending just quickly comes and the film is over. There is some connections to the original Craft film. I have not seen that film, but I do recognize certain references to that movie. So that should please fans of the original Craft film. And that'd probably be the only thing that's exciting about this movie. This movie lacked a tone that was gothic and the film did not feel like a horror film at all. And that is a shame, because I've always seen the cover for The Craft and always thought, oh, this looks like an interesting film. And I love the look of it. This, not so much. This is just a modern take on the story by making it look very poppy and bright, and there's nothing really exciting about this film. There's also a lot of editing issues and a lot of mishaps within the film. I saw some things happening within the movie that looked like it was a mistake while filming the movie, and they just kept it into the film and did not edit it out. Overall, The Craft Legacy is probably one of the worst films I have seen this year. A lot of the characters and their motives felt very pointless. Some of the things they added to the characters felt pointless as well, and the tone of it was lacking. It just did not feel like a gothic horror film at all. And there are some connections to the original film, which I think will please people, but overall this is a bland, hollow film that did not please me at all. I'm going to go ahead and give The Craft Legacy a D. Thank you guys for checking my review for The Craft Legacy, the sequel to the 90s horror film The Craft. Have you guys seen it? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming videos. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay spooky, YouTube.